record this session. So I'll explain myself now. So my son is joining us. He's also with me here, sitting behind my green screen. Let me just get my PowerPoint. Okay, share my screen. So you got to love a little bit of ChatGPT because it created me some images. I'm quite impressed. I don't know if you're all aware of this, but ChatGPT has learned the spell. So the version of ChatGPT maybe 3 months ago was a bit more like Scott Picken, whatever it's spelled wrong. Whereas now it seems to get it right every time. So it's actually pretty awesome. Like you can just use it and it comes up. So anyway, this is ChatGPT's version of our fireside chat, which I've put up as my backdrop, and I've put it in the WhatsApp group if you want to use it yourself. A couple of things that I just wanted to share, a couple of housekeeping. I do strongly recommend, in case you weren't there this morning, if you haven't done this, make sure that you spend some time before our next session on the 15th to just get your word for the year, be clear on your outcomes, be clear on your priorities, be clear on your measures. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to share with you was just a request to record. I do think tonight we'll get some sort of valuable insights, etc. And you never know if it's worth it. I'll record it. If anyone's got an issue, let me know. Even afterwards, if you've got an issue, let me know. I won't just put up a flat recording. It's just in case there's some valuable insights and I can maybe clip it, etc. So just let me know in the chat box or anything if anyone's got. We don't normally do that with regards to the fireside chat, but tonight's a little bit different, and I've got some exciting things to share with you. So I don't know if you all need to take a quick toilet break, but I hope you brought along a beer or a glass of wine or something fun to end off your December season with. So if you brought one, great. If you don't want one, fine. No issue either way. But I thought that we would plan something a little bit more fun and social for the final round. And then what we're going to do, I know some people love being put on the spot. So we are going to do an awards ceremony. I've done some preparation in ready for tonight, and thanks to all of you that participated. But once we've done the awards ceremony, we're going to break up into little groups, and we're going to actually answer these two questions. So what or who are you grateful for in 2024? And secondly, what key insights, what are the key insights you got from Anthony or Garth that were shared today? So it'll just be an excuse to kind of chat as a smaller group, and then we'll come back as the main group. I will give you the questions again just now. Hang on, Alex. What do you mean my audio is not working very well?
No, it just sounds different. It sounds quite echoey. Maybe just check the... I don't know where that
Alex, when you speak, there's some weird background noise. I spot you. Your side, your sound is perfect from our side.
The aliens are back.
I was going to say, it sounds like a dance in the background.
The sound is fine.
Except for this. I can't talk. You sound really distorted, Scott. Good.
Okay, I'm just going to test again. What's my sound like? What's my sound like for everyone?
Yeah.
Something's very wrong.
Perfect.
Everyone's saying it's perfect on my side.
Oh, now it's fine, but previously it was really distorted. You sounded like an underwater Dalek.
Well, I don't really know because nothing's changed on my side. So anyway.
I can hear you fine now.
Okay, Alex, are you ready? Because it's time for the award ceremony.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex came to try and help. So it's time for an award ceremony. Now, if any of you know me, we've always done awards for as long back as I could remember, and it's always a bit of fun. And we have some fun awards, and we also have some serious awards. So, you know, maybe one day we should do these back at the Wealth Weekend in terms of actually officially. But we've done Wealth Weekends and for shareholders and for investors, etc., for now more than 15 years actually. And so it's a bit of tongue in cheek, but there's also some fun things in terms of it. So it's one of the reasons I wanted to record it was in case someone wasn't here in terms of it. So if you don't mind, I just need to change my background setting because I'm going to be super cool and change it to the awards background. So we're now officially in our awards ceremony. Okay, so the first award is the Perfect Attendance Award. Now we're going to have a little game here because we're going to basically show you the pictures from the first Wealth Weekend, and then we're going to show you the pictures from the second Wealth Weekend, and it's your job to spot who attended both weekends.
Judy and
Besides Alex.
Besides Alex. So that's the first weekend.
Judy.
And that's the second weekend.
Judy, because she's a 7.
Yeah. Judy.
FOMO sufferer.
So the award goes, and thank you for the participation. And Judy was close. She was close in the running, but she was only there for one night on the second Wealth Weekend, so she was the runner-up. But it was Ilda and Paula that actually won the award.
Yeah.
Because they were there for the whole weekend and for both weekends and didn't have FOMO and turned up for one night on the second weekend. But Judy was definitely came in second, but for Ilda and Paula, we wanted to congratulate you for the Perfect Attendance Award. To you and Paula, who attended both Wealth Weekends in 2024 and added so much value to all of us who were there. So hopefully all the Paula's there. It was nice that you had him. So I hope either you can see. So brilliant.
You guys have to turn off your thing if you want to talk. If you want to give a speech, you have to turn on your microphone.
You're muted.
yeah, okay. No
Good.
speeches, but thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to be with all of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, it was wonderful to have both of you there. So anyway, well done on the first award. The next one was the Community Ambassador Award. So this award goes out to someone that's driving the community, and something that changed this year from where we started out in late 2022, 2023 was everything was digital last year in 2023, whereas this year we started to go human contact. So other than the Wealth Weekends, there was one person that made a big effort and actually organized lunches. So we had 2 lunches with a group of amazing ladies in Johannesburg in terms of it. And then we also had a get-together after the workshop in Pretoria. And so the Community Award, the Community Ambassador Award goes to you, Judy. And the Community Ambassador is celebrating their dedication to fostering connections, inspiring collaboration, and bringing our community together by organizing impactful meetups and creating spaces for shared growth and empowerment. So I just wanted to award you. Congratulations. I'll make sure everyone gets their certificates, by the way.
Thank you.
I made
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
I made
Well
proper
done, Judy.
Congrats.
Thank you for organizing our get-togethers, and it was lovely. We had a number of lovely lunches, so it was very cool. Thank you. The next award is the Most Engaged Award. So this one is an interesting award because how do you judge engagement in terms of the process? And catch you on caught a bird. Where's the bird? Okay. So my son has pointed out that my dog has caught a bird. Anyway, so the Most Engaged award goes to, and I think actually, hang on. I'm not going to share my screen here. Just stop sharing. I want to do this. I've got an idea here. I just want to do it. Just 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, there are. I'm ready. I'm ready for the Engaged Award. So this one, I thought what we'd do is we would have a little game to see who's the most engaged sitting in the workshop here. And a couple of people look like they're sleeping, a couple are a bit bored, looking at their phones. But there's one gentleman who is seriously engaged and learning and listening and actively involved in that process. And I thought also what we would do is, when we're up on stage and, really engaged in the whole process. So the most engaged award, and just by the way, the community, in terms of the number of votes that came through, this also, there were a number of people that said different things. So the most engaged award goes to you, Derek. Transforming wealth wisdom into actionable brilliance, showing us how to grow our fortunes with sharp insights, laughter in our hearts, and abundance in our accounts. So well done to you for the most engaged award. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, then the next award goes to the Wisdom Award. Now, this is the interesting one. Alex claimed that this was his. And as an 8, he still thinks he should get this award in terms of the process. But I don't think that, if you've heard some of the conversations we've had, and particularly for those of you who are at the workshop, I think that whenever Abdul opens his mouth, and for some of us, we had the benefit of experiencing Abdul at the Wealth Weekend and then also at the workshop. He doesn't say a lot, but when he does speak, it's generally a brilliant summation of what has been said and with some very wise insights. So I'm not sure if Abdul's actually here, but either way, I will make sure that I get him his award, and it's the Wisdom Award, and it's honoring the guiding light of our community whose profound insights, thoughtful advice, and wealth of experience have inspired and empowered us all to reach greater heights. So that's our Wisdom Award. And just like my son, who we went to prize giving last Friday, and next year he's in grade 7 and they give out all the awards. Next year, some of you can start to aim for some of these awards. you can set your sights on them in terms of it. Okay, the next award is the two. We go to the 2 more serious awards now. And the first of the 2 serious awards is the Most Improved Award. And this one is a really important one because it's for someone that has shown, a lot of progress in terms of where they're at and what they were hoping to achieve. I want to just pull something up here. So give me 2 seconds. So, that's the wrong screen. What's going on here? Hang on. Okay, so you should be on the Most Improved Awards screen still. So this award goes to someone that joined the mastermind this year in April. And when he joined the mastermind, he was going through a big life change, both personally and in business. And we sat down and he basically told me what he was looking to do. But there were 3 main areas in his life that he wanted to kind of focus on. The one was his financial space. The second was travel space. And the third was his health space. And it was really interesting today that we were given an update. And Evan, the award goes to yourself for the Most Improved this year. And there's a reason for it. Today you were talking about how you've totally retired. I know that was one of your goals this year, how your buildings are sold, how you've, really got on top of, the financials and getting plans, putting money into investments in terms of that whole process. So very much being on top of that side of things in terms of where you were. And just as you spoke a lot about legacy and your children and your kids and everything else. So, that it's really endearing to kind of see that. Your second was travel. And, to my understanding, you've walked the Camino this year. You've gone to watch rugby in Europe and done a lot of travel as well, which is fantastic. And the third one, I'm not 100% sure on, but I'm going to assume with you doing the Camino and stuff that your health has been good for you as well, and the mental stimulation has been really good. And you said, yeah, I'm comfortable finishing the Camino, which you've obviously done as well. So I just wanted to do a big shout out to you. And I think most importantly for me, and I say this with a big smile on my face, I can see a man that has fundamentally shifted from when I first sat down in kind of April with you. So I don't know if you can feel it, see it, but I certainly can. And so I just wanted to really recognize and applaud you for that in terms of the most improved. And it's demonstrating a remarkable growth and commitment, turning challenges into stepping stones and steadily building the foundation for a prosperous future. So well done to you. I'm going to just stop sharing quickly. And yeah, just so we can all see each other and just say, well done. You know, I think most of us are very kind of driven. And it's just one of those moments to like take a pat on the back and just acknowledge your journey and how much you've achieved in the time. So well done to you, Evan.
Well done, all.
Actually, I owe it all to the mastermind group, and from what I've learned from all you guys in such a short space of time, I really do appreciate everything. And I look forward to next year. 2 magnificent places we're going to, so it's going to be a blast.
And
Cheers, guys.
we need to chuck in some rugby there, Evan, as well. I loved having a knowledgeable rugby partner on our Wealth Weekend that we could talk good serious rugby to. I did, for the record, just sorry if I go back to sharing my screen, I was bitterly disappointed that I had no picture of you and me at the rugby, because I did look for one, but this was the best one that I could get from the Wealth Weekend.
Wait, I might have.
You might have one. Oh well, if you got it, if you want one, you can share it. Send it to me on WhatsApp and I'll put it up.
I could have seen some wonderful pictures from Cardiff if you wanted them.
Well, as I said, as a rugby soul, I thought it'd be great to have a rugby picture. But you know, I just think it's important, and I specifically brought up some of my notes here. You know, one of the things you said around travel was see my mates in Oz and the UK, reconnect with family, see new things, experience life in a different way, you know, enjoy it, give up work to travel and see family. And I just, you know, I think most of you know this, but when I listen to you guys and I write all the notes down, it's wonderful how these words are becoming real, basically, if you want to call it that. You know, these wishes and dreams are becoming reality, and it's yeah. I just wanted to point it out. I know, Judy, you and I did a similar thing when you walked up to base camp, as an example. And you know, Suzanne actually spoke this morning about spells, and I'd never heard that before. But you know, if you think about it, we put it out in the universe, and then it becomes a reality. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, well done to you, Evan. It's and please don't take said like I can see the energy shift, monumental energy shift from when we spoke first. You know.
Thank you.
Awesome. And now we get on to the main award of the year, and this is an important award. And for me, this is the one award where we try and involve the whole community, and we ask people for their votes. So I do have everyone's votes. Well, everyone that voted. As usual with the mastermind community, I have to kick and scream and ask 3 times for people to participate. Shanique has been hired just to help people with accountability. But anyway, for those that participate, I appreciate all of your help in terms of the process. So just a couple of people, and it's interesting. Some people got more than 1 vote, etc. But these were the people that were in the running in terms of for the most valuable player. And I don't know what we should call them, the most valuable community member person, but I mean, in most teams around the world, the MVP, the most valuable player, is the person that's added the most value to the overall group, and not necessarily being an individual personal star, but someone that's added the most value to the group. You know, it's not necessarily the best sports person on the team, but it's the person who's added the most value to the team at large, and it's always voted for by all the people. So it's not a top-down decision. It's a community decision, and it's often recognized as the single most important award in any team. I don't know if anyone else wants to refer and just talk to their understanding of MVP before we go, but I do think it's really important that we just understand how important this actually is to be recognized by your peers. Does it make sense? We all know what an MVP is. Sorry, I'm a sports junkie, so I just don't want to assume everyone knows what I'm talking about.
No, Scott, that makes perfect sense. It's just the general value add to the whole process.
Completely. So these were the people in the running. We had Derek, and in no particular order. It's just how they actually came up in my system. So Derek, you were in the running. Anthony didn't. I put Anthony in just to point out that no one, that people still don't listen to my instructions, because I specifically said not Wild Migrate, because Alex said he would have won it hands down, and Calio. But anyway, I put in Anthony because Anthony did get a few votes, and so I don't know. We'll just break the rules and put him in. Abdul, Verna, Kathy, Cynthia, Kerry. Archie, I think that's it.
Ek is genominated as een van die beste contributors.
Pardon? And now, wait, hang on, I have to stop sharing. I want to make sure I'm not going to make a mistake here. I'm not sharing. Oh, wow.
You're sharing.
Oh, geez, you guys need to tell
We thought we thought that you weren't supposed to share. I don't know. Yeah, there we go.
Don't share.
I am sharing, but I'm not going to stop sharing because I can't remember what comes next. Hang on. Okay, yeah, there's one more. That's what I wanted to check. Okay, so, and Mike. So we got Derek, Anthony, Abdul, Verna, Kathy, Cynthia, Kerry, Archie, and Mike. So everyone that's on here got at least 2 votes or more. So I thought they'd be recognized as semi-finalists in this process. There were others that got votes, but only got 1 vote. And so I'm going to have a bit of fun now. Let's call the digital award ceremony. Just for the record, this was the first for me. Right. Are you all ready? For the person this year that wants to be awarded or is being awarded by the entire community. And I thought this picture epitomized the person that's the MVP for the community. And the big reveal goes right now, because now you're not sure if it's Alex or if it's Cynthia, but I thought this summed it up perfectly, because when we were on our bias trip, our little youngster at 30 didn't listen to anyone's advice and wear warm clothes. And so when he got off the bias trip, he was so freezing cold that he didn't know what to do. And Cynthia, bless her soul, was so worried about him that she came over and was giving him hugs and wanted to give him jackets. And I thought, Cynthia, it sums you up in terms of your motherly instinct with regards to not only Alex, but the whole community and the energy that you bring to the community. And it's not just my opinion, it was voted for by your community. But I just thought this picture would achieve 2 things. It would not only recognize what your spirit is, but it would also humiliate Alex. And he thought he should win this. So I thought that he'd at least be on the part of the award, if not actually winning the award. So, Alex, I knew I'd get that picture in somehow. I just had to find a way to get it into the picture, But the award goes to Cynthia, the MVP, recognized as the cornerstone of our mastermind, consistently adding unparalleled value, inspiring others with their contributions, and elevating the entire community through their insight, support, and leadership. So,
Cynthia.
Well done,
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Go.
That's great.
I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my agent, the director,
And the bottle of scotch you've got in your hand.
the bottle of Loch Lomond scotch that gets me through these fireside chats. Because to deal with all of you, I need something stronger than wine. I'd like to thank my asshole son in the kitchen who won't come out and meet all of you, even though I just asked him to.
That's
Thanks.
very nice.
It's very amusing, and I think it should have gone to Alex.
Way to
Awesome.
go, Cynthia.
Or the blanket.
Well done, Cynthia.
Thank you, sweetie.
Well done, well done. I'll get the certificate out to all of you because it's a certificate for
It's a
each one. But
certificate.
So can I throw away the FOMO one from Joburg? Can I?
well, you can keep them. I've got all of them. So
Or should I just put them on the wall?
Cynthia, what are you drinking?
Loch Lomond's whiskey.
Okay.
I hope it's not your collectible one.
It's not my collectible one. No, it's not my collections of the. Where's
Can
my,
you
oh, my-
imagine? Could you imagine if we invest in that fine wine whiskey and the next thing we're like with you and you're drinking our investment?
Look, you guys, I won at my whiskey investment group. I won the 20
Oh, wow.
whiskeys, the 20 whiskeys that changed the world.
Wow.
And they're still intact.
And
That's
I
pretty
haven't drunk
amazing.
them because you're supposed to drink them and write your, tasting notes next to each one. But I feel like a little bit of an
By
alcoholic doing
20,
it
that might be a
alone.
bit difficult.
Cynthia, you are terrible. You terrible competition. There's no way that anybody can beat you with that.
The worst was when I won it, this guy screamed, "That's unfair. Why did she win it? She's a new one. She doesn't know anything about whiskey." And I said, "Look, mate, I'm on Ryanair flight for $20 from Scotland back down, so we're probably going to have to drink it before I get back on the plane anyways." Oh, and this is the greatest part. The Ryanair wouldn't let me on the plane unless all of these fit in a little plastic bag. So I put them in a little plastic bag, and what they didn't see was the secret compartment beneath, which is the 5 whiskeys, the only 5 whiskeys that are not Scottish. So she put 15 in the bag, and the investment group wrote to me and said, "Did the whiskeys make it back to Italy?" And I said, well, 15 made it back legally, and 5 came back clandestine. The secret compartment.
You would have made a good South African, Cynthia.
Yep. Excellent.
I consider myself honorary.
Awesome. So, well done to all of you and to all of you that are part of it and participating on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I deeply appreciate it. Alex, I'm just joking. You could easily have won MVP this year. You've added tremendous value to the whole group. So thank you very much. And Shane, I would say thank you to him, but he's not here because his kids, he's actually moving from Johannesburg to Durban, and it was their last day of school. And so it's all fall down trauma at home because they're not seeing their friends, and it's the end of the world for them when you're like 7 and 9 in the evening. So anyway.
Alex, they have 30 under 30. You can be MVP under 30.
Yeah.
I think
he might win it for a few more years, so.
Yeah, no, I must say, Cynthia, I think you've contributed a lot more conversations and a lot more energy towards this group than I have. I've just kind of been facilitator, but really it's been such a pleasure spending time with you in person in Johannesburg and at the rugby and teaching me rugby. And I still don't know anything.
I think the biggest takeaway from this group is that I taught a South African the rugby rules. That is something I did not expect to get out of the mastermind.
Hang on, just a caveat, Cynthia. There's a difference between a South African and then Alex. Okay, so like we're not sure if we put him into the South African category box. You know what I mean? Like, I think my grandmother knows more about rugby than Alex. But anyway, that's a separate conversation. But
anyway, thank you, everyone. Sorry for being the demure, quiet, New Yorker. So,
Scott, if I may, just to you and Alex and the entire team also from the group, you guys you put it together. It's you're the center of the pivot, and yeah, without your initiative, without your drive, this wouldn't be happening. And you certainly, I think, are achieving what you set out to achieve. You're changing lives. You might not have changed 1 million lives yet, but you're on the way. So to you and Alex and the team as well, cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it.
I totally agree.
The best
Scott, you didn't deserve what you got this morning on the the chirp. That seriously was offsides. And I'm only surprised you sat and listened for so long. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, who jumped in and tried to save him? Chad. Chad, you tried to save him, right?
We can always get better. We can always get better. It's I'm all good. We can always
I don't think Alan's strong suit is his communication. That's all.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Derek, thank you for your kind words. And the best part is my little monkey 12-year-old is here. Come say hello, John. Come. So this is John T.
Yes, John T.
Hopefully you'll all meet soon and knows more about rugby than anyone of us all put together. And also got an award on Friday for a Grit Rugby Award.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See how he comes when he's called? When they're 22, they don't do that, Scott.
What's up, Mike? So let's pivot now, and I hope you enjoyed a little award ceremony. See, Alex, I can get stuff done on my own.
To be fair, this time said to me this morning that we should do awards, and I'm like, okay, last time I did awards literally all by myself for like how many people did we have at the awards? Like, what is it? I think 28, 29 people. And we had to come up with like different awards and logic and everything. So this time I said, okay, well, I'm backing out. It's you can do it.
You got it. What I'd like to do is I want to create a little bit of engagement for everyone, and I just want to. I'm a very big believer, if you hadn't heard, of gratitude. So one of the rituals John and I do every night at dinner at our house is we say gratitude for what we're grateful for the day. And I think it's just a wonderful thing, because if you're grateful, you can't be angry. You also can't be sad. Oh, look, there are Cynthia's got her boy. So wait, let me stop sharing. Let's have a quick introduction.
I just want to introduce you all to my only son who invests. my only child.
He's getting the other two too.
Oh, he's getting the other two too. Okay, he's getting the other two on his investment platform, and he will get them up and running. So that's the only one who invests.
Is he getting the other two, or is he getting the other two to come join you?
No, he's going to teach the other two how to get on eToro and invest.
Do me a favor, Cynthia. Just get him to come back quickly, please. I want to show him something.
Yeah, can you come here a second? Scott wants to talk to you, please. Yep. This is Jack, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Jack.
This is everyone. I gotta...
It's really funny.
So, Jack, how
He's
you
the
doing?
guy you don't greet on the airplane.
Jack, I wanted to share.
He's the guy you don't greet on the airplane. You say, "Hi, Jack," you get in trouble.
Jack, I wanted to share something with you about your mom. So she's been part of this community for 2 years, and tonight, are you a sportsman? Do you understand how sports works?
Yeah, he's sailing around the world next September. He's circumnavigating the globe.
Okay. So do you know what MVP is, most valuable player in the team is?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So your mom just won that from the entire community, recognized as the cornerstone of our mastermind, consistently adding unparalleled value, inspiring others with their contributions, and elevating the entire community through their insights, support, and leadership. So on behalf of all of us, will you give a big hug to your mom? You should be very proud of her.
Baby. Cornerstone, baby. Cornerstone.
That's what she does all day.
Awesome, dude. Well, listen, good luck with your investing, and we look forward to your results.
Yeah,
thank you.
He found I don't give. Can I just share this with everyone? I think I've told you this before. I don't give any money to Jack, and I haven't in 4 years, because Jack found a father-son team in Milan that buy properties that are non-habitable. In Italy, we say non-abitabilità, and like garages and warehouses and everything, and they crowdsource like we do on Wealth Migrate. They stop the investment, they build up the places, and then they flip it. And so he makes a dividend every month of $400, 400 euros, which he lives off of. Huh? So, and he started doing that his first year in in college. So he is I have to pay for the round the world trip. So but that sort of
Hey,
stuff.
Scott, maybe you can have him on the mastermind to do a little presentation.
Yeah, and then I tried to get in on this Milan deal, and he said it never opens up beyond the members of the group because they fully fund it, what they need, and then they close the funding. And so he's got like 3 properties in Milan right now and they're all like 18 months. All their deals are 18 months. And after 18 months, he gets his money back and he invests in the next one. But it's provided him with an income all through university.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Alex, there you go.
Kudos to you, Cynthia.
My first, no, he was investing in property before I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were already investing, right?
No, he started this before I joined the mastermind, like 3 years ago. Yeah. But same concept, right?
I think Kelly's got a hand up.
No, go on, Kelly. Yes.
So this is Josh. This is my son. He's 24.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hello, Josh. How you doing?
Hi, Jack.
Yourself.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, it's lovely to meet you, and it's been wonderful getting to know your mom and being on a journey with her.
I'm glad to hear that.
Hopefully, you and her can share some pearls of wisdom together in terms of investing.
Well, I think Josh is doing a little bit better than me. Than at my age, I think he's actually got a better portfolio than I actually had at his age. So I think he's kind of well on his way.
That's brilliant. Well, congratulations, Alex. You need to get this millennials involved going. Clearly, there's a group of successful people that can teach the rest of us.
How frightening is it that Alex is closer in age to our kids than any of us?
Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, lovely to meet you, mate.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, let me just remove your spotlight, Kelly. How do I do that now? Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to have a little breakaway into little groups. And I just want to, I don't know, probably how long, if we break up into just groups of 2, so it's just 2 people at a time. I just want to kind of answer these questions. Maybe you just want to take a picture of this or screenshot it or write it down just so that you got it. Because I'm not sure when we do the breakaway rooms whether they're available. And all I'm going to do is I'm literally going to break up into groups of 2 people. So each person will have a chance just to kind of come up with at least one thing they're grateful for and at least one key insight that you had from this morning and what you're going to do in terms of taking that into next year. And then the other person can get a chance. And, I think probably let's think about it, 2 minutes per thing, 4 minutes per person, 8 minutes in total. I think that'll be plenty. And then we can come back and regroup and share with each other if there's any meaningful insight or abundance, not abundance, sorry, gratitude that we think are relevant for everyone else. Any questions before I summarily put us all into our rooms? Did I make that same mistake again? Or breakout rooms only available in webinars? I know they're breakout rooms.
How many minutes in the room, Mike?
No, 8 minutes. So there's 18 of us. I'm going to break us up into 9 breakout rooms. So we'll have two in each room, and we'll have 8 minutes in terms of the process. So it's 8:41 now. So, but I will give you a minute's notice in terms of the process. But just try and watch the stopwatch. Give each other 4 minutes each, pretty much. Is that cool? Okay. See you in the rooms.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes, boy.
doesn't help us more. Actually managed to find that bird.
Okay, boy. I'll have to help you afterwards when we're finished.
Well, it's dead, but there's no point. I haven't found the bird. I just.
Hello, Derek.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm not sure the universe has put us together. I love your fireside. I love your fireside chat.
Yeah.
Tell you what I'm going to do though. Just do me a favor. I'm going to stop recording this one.
I know you can go for it.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
I say it's quite profound because to find the right words to explain it is difficult. I think I've mentioned many times, that we had a total crop disaster. I mean, literally, my return was I lost 70% of what I put into the crop last year. So it just put me in a hell of a bad situation financially. And being involved in the mastermind and the small achievements that I managed to achieve in this process put me in a place mentally and I would almost say even physically that I've dealt with it in an incredible way. I mean, it's really just been very easy to get through this incredibly difficult thing. Why? Because I had something that was helping take my mind away from the hole I was in and showing me ways that I can actually claw my way out of the hole, if that's a way of explaining it. So you don't ever underestimate the value that the mastermind adds to people on an individual, on a very personal level, because you use that picture of the towards an away state very often, and when I first saw it, I didn't actually get the meaning, but now having gone through what I went through this year, I understand perfectly what it means to be in a towards state or an away state, and how incredibly important it is to stay away from being in an away state. You've got to just do everything in your power to stay towards, and the mastermind really was key in my journey this year to dealing with what I've had to deal with. Yeah.
Awesome. Brilliant.
Thank you very much for that.
No, it's a pleasure, dude. It's a pleasure. I mean, I think for me, my gratitude is actually, back to even what's happened tonight. It's actually nice to see a number of children involved and kids, some in their 20s, I suppose, not kids. But also for my son to be able to be here and be involved. And, like for me, it's one of the things to be able to work from home and for them to listen and hear and participate. I think hopefully it can make a big difference to all of us, because most of us, me included, didn't get this when we were children, so to be able to share it with people at a younger age, so that's my gratitude. I think in terms of your insights, what would you take? I don't know how much you were able to listen to this morning, but
I'm actually quite frustrated with myself. I didn't get much of Anthony or Garth's. I really literally got the tail end of Garth's of his participation this morning. So I'm keen to watch those recordings and actually catch up on it, because I think the Manhattan deal is something that I want to, I'll make an effort to add some more of that to my investment. I've got to do something with it. So I can't really comment on that one.
No, that's fine. I mean, my insight was twofold. One was, sitting there last night, and please, I like Richard, and I've got a lot of respect for Richard and what he shares. But then sitting there last night and him sharing what he shared to kind of our, let's call it our general community, and then sitting in the mastermind this morning was quite a surreal experience for me. Like it was literally like walking on a donkey and like someone inviting you in a bloody Tesla. It was like children, and so that it was just another massive insight of like. Of the benefit of getting access to information that we're just not getting access to, and then on the deal side, the same thing with like partners. Even God said, as a family office, they wouldn't normally get access to this stuff, but because of their relationships and whatever, they managed to get their foot in the door. And it just made me realize how there's been this game. My insight has been this game that's been going on for centuries that we just haven't been invited to the party, you know. And I know you and I talk about this all the time, but my insight from this morning was that it was just there, like staring me in the face again. I was literally just sitting there watching this annual update or whatever, and I was like, how many people, like every single person that cares about investing should be listening to this, you know?
Yeah. I watched Robin Banks had a session with Richard.
Yes, yeah.
And I watched that, you know, and I immediately, I mean, it's what he presents and everything is attractive and it's great, but had I not had the mastermind experience, I probably would have wanted to get involved there. But having traveled this journey on the mastermind, I have the ability to actually discern, you know, is this for me or isn't it for me? I even could understand what, you know, why Richard's doing what he's doing and how he's doing it. But that's for him and it's not for me, you know what I mean? It's horses for courses and yeah. So when there was somebody this morning that I heard was
Evan was
commenting on.
Yeah, Evan was saying he didn't agree with what he heard.
Yeah, because, you know, and like Anne, the same thing as what Evan was saying about Anne and EFTs and Richard was saying no EFTs and the rest of it. But we could figure that out for ourselves because we've walked the journey. We've seen those things. You could figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
So
So listen, I'm going to press the close all out. I think it gives us 30 seconds, but I'm not sure. So if you lose me, it's because I don't know what to do next. So yeah, there's around 60 seconds. So there are.
No.
Okay. So yeah, no, okay, awesome. Yeah, no, look, I think it was interesting hearing that from you and from Evan this morning. And I think that is the power, is that, you know, people, all of us, you know, shouldn't. And again, I think Richard's a good guy. He just doesn't have what's being offered at a mastermind level, you know.
No.
And it just makes me realize.
And he isn't diversified. He might have a diverse, you know, of stocks, of equities, but he's not diversifying to everything. I mean, yeah, we can do properties. You can do various properties, you know, whether it's residential or commercial, whatever the case may be. You can do structured notes. You can do, well, if I have to, you know, if you had to take a look at my entire portfolio now, it's extremely diversified, and Richard's stuff is just equities.
Yeah,
it's just stock.
We're going to get kicked out in 2 seconds. I'll see you.
Brilliant.
Welcome back, everyone. Don't you love that technology? I just think it's amazing. It like kicks everyone out in the room and brings you all back where I don't have to do anything. It's actually lovely. It's actually so much easier than trying to organize in a real room. If you take the Wealth Weekend, I'm like running around for 15 minutes trying to get everyone back in the room, and they want a toilet break and they want a coffee break, and it's so much more functional.
That's your fault. That's your fault bringing us to a place where the coffee was so good. They were awesome coffee there. Sorry, Evan, go ahead. No.
So I don't know if anyone just wants to put up their hand. If you think that was, I purposely did it because some of us, not me obviously, but some of us talk too much. So I thought it would be nice to let everyone have an opportunity to express themselves. But what I'd like to do is just see if there's anything that you think would be valuable for the group at large, specifically insights around this morning and anything. So yeah, if you've got any. If you or your partner came up with any good ones, I think it would be valuable for the group to share.
I'm not talking because Ilda is a spokesman for my group.
Okay, so I'll talk. And yeah, Cynthia and I both decided that you, Scott, that's the best thing that happened to me in 2024 because of the background we come from. We've taken a lot of knocks financially. And finally, and then the thing about Garth this morning was when he discussed the symbiotic relationship as opposed to the parasitic relationship we have had with financial advisors in the past. And it's so true. they just wanted our commissions, and I was, what do they call it, when they take you through from one thing to the other, and you move all your policy here and then you move it there, and I forget what they call it, but anyway, they did a lot of that to me. So when I just saw I saw an advert somewhere, and I attended a breakfast. That was longer than 2024. It was before that. But 2024, I decided I'm going to join this mastermind. So I'm very happy.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ilda. That's fantastic. I loved what God said this morning about the parasitic. And I mean, again, it's, I know I get on my what's it called, in my soapbox in England. I don't know if you know where that comes from, but there's this thing called Speaker's Corner, where anyone can stand on a soapbox and whinge about anything they want. And I've basically been whinging, well, ever since my dad went bankrupt, about how useless the industry is. It's a bit of a passion project for me as well. Cool. Who else wants to share?
God, I'll share just being involved in the mastermind and the community at large has basically contributed to helping me travel through a journey of a crop failure and everything, and being capable of managing that situation. Just because I know there's something better out there in the world than just the hole that I was in when the crop failed. So the community has literally supported me in ways that they didn't even know, to deal with very tough situations, and I'm just incredibly grateful for the community at large.
I think, Derek, I think you and I had our one-to-one, and I just wanted to point out one other thing you said, which is that I show that slide of the towards state and the away state. And I always say to people, 95% of the world live in an away state, fear, anxiety, not sure how to make good decisions, versus the towards state. And I always say to people, there's only two things you need to get in a towards state. The one is be very clear on your outcomes, which is why I beat the drum over and over and over and over and over and over again about getting clear on your outcomes and where you want to go. And the second is getting in a group of like-minded people that can help you drive towards that. And I think for many of us, I've had the privilege of doing this since 2011 with Roger Hamilton. And I'm really grateful that A, I get to experience it, but B, others are starting to experience it now. Because it's not one or two people, it's a collective whole that help us drive towards that towards state. So, and may we do more of it, again, these type of, unstructured environments are equally as good for people to just hear and learn from others and be inspired and challenged and everything in between. Anyone else? Any other insights?
Yeah, Scott, for me, I just think that what this mastermind has done for me is to get off the fence and do it. I've been looking and listening to people ad nauseam, different, and that's what I said this morning about how many coaches you can have, and it actually confuses you completely because one says this and the other one says that. But what this mastermind has done is to get me off the fence and to start actually doing things. And I think that's what's changed my life this year. And so I thank you guys, and particularly Anthony, because I think Anthony's insights are amazing. And the other thing that I think has been fantastic is the Enneagram. I think that we now understand what that is, and to move from one number to the other in order to change our lives, I think now we've got a plan of how we can do that. And I think that has been absolutely fantastic. So I look forward to next year.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Evan. I think I forgot about the Enneagram, actually. I do think that's been a big milestone from this year. So yeah, I think that's well remembered, if that makes sense.
I mean, just to have a list of twos who will give money to anyone who asks just brings so much peace to my heart to know that you can ask any of them for a loan and they're going to fess up, whereas my family won't. So, yeah, that was good. That was good to out. The best part of the wealth weekend was outing all the twos that just give.
Funny, actually, Evan, you mentioned that because it was my coaching session with Karen. And I know people use things like change your life quite loosely, but it really feels like it changed my life because when she did that and she said you're an 837, but you're not living to your seven, big picture, vision, go and be around people, be inspired, inspire others, but be inspired. For many of you that have been on this journey all this year, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a big shift in me since September. I've done the 16 mega trends again. I've done all of those type of things, and actually been basically re-believing in what I believed in, 10 years ago, and was traveling the world and going to Singularity University and learning about blockchain and all of these things. And for some reason, I allowed myself to be constrained by small-minded South Africans. And I just, for me, it was actually the Enneagram and specifically Corin that when I was feeling stuck, but I didn't know where or why. And then she literally shone a light on it. She goes, there, solve that problem. And I did. And, stood on stage in front of a couple of thousand people. And since September, almost basically since the Wild Weekend, it's been a game changer for me. So, yeah, I didn't even join those dots. So thank you, Evan. That's my gratitude for this year, actually, if from a mastermind perspective, and specifically for Karen, in terms of that process. Who else? What other insights or thoughts?
For me, there are just so many things to be grateful for. But as I sit here and listen, I think the real spark for me was the Wealth Weekend. It was just so magical in so many ways, but ultimately the combination of having everybody in the room, meeting Kaleo as well, the team, having that day of working with the workshop and also with the Enneagram, that's really set me on a path that I was very unexpected. I actually went and did the practitioner program, so that was interesting, and I really want to take this into the work that I do. So it's been a magical ride for sure. So thank you, Scott and Alex and Shane and the team, because what I've learned is that when we say yes to something, we never actually really know where it's going to take us. We say yes to what we think we're saying yes to, and then suddenly it just opens up a whole entire new world to us in a way that we hadn't expected. So, and I mean, that's just a small part of what I'm grateful for. But yeah, I concur with Evan and what everybody else has said. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, you two have also had a massive 4 months. It's literally you and I have so similar time basically in terms of that process.
I know. I mean, it's been from really not knowing what my calling is to suddenly being blown wide open to kind of being given what I'm here for. So it's been a big deal.
Awesome. Congratulations. Hopefully next year, Alex and I won't struggle as much to get people to come to a Wealth Weekend. I was like, you're charging too much. I was like, we're not making any money. Do you know that Wealth Weekend cost us 200,000 Rand? That's about $12,000 to $14,000. Like our CFO is still in our ear about it. Like we wanted to make it cost neutral, but it ended up becoming, we paid you guys to come on a weekend.
Paolo must have been freaking.
Yeah, no, it's
we hear about it every single Monday. Every single Monday.
He and I had a big battle today on the phone, and it's hilarious. Like, all you South Africans are so polite, and you speak very politely, and you're so lovely. And then the Italian ancestry of Paolo comes out, and it was fantastic. It was like battling with one of my neighbors. We're both sitting there yelling at each other, and then we ended like, okay, well, good luck in Paris with Lemonway. Yeah, Cynthia, have fun tonight at the fireside chat. And I'm like, oh, finally someone who talks like I do. Like, just freaking get it out, and then it's done, and it's under the table. It's fantastic, but man, I can imagine what you guys deal with on the financial side, dealing with him when he's not happy.
But Scott, as soon as the money flows, everybody will be there. Eh?
Yeah.
I hear you loud and clear, but Archie, you said, yeah, what are you describing Marina is a hero's journey answering the call to adventure. Again, I don't know, Marina, if you know about the hero's journey, but it's a wonderful. Do you know about it?
Yeah. And they've got a female version of it. And it's called The Heroine's Journey.
Well, I'm an English teacher and I only teach the hero's journey, but maybe that's because I'm stuck in Harry Potter. So
Yes. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a female version of it.
Yeah, they've got a female version. Of course they do. It's niche market, darling.
No, I just finished a program.
Just for the record, for all the men in the room, it says hero. Is a hero a masculine thing? Heroine's journey, I suppose.
women are talking. Be quiet.
I just associate hero with everybody, men or women. I didn't put it in a book.
No, it's
I do as
heroine.
well. I refer to myself as a hero, not a
Okay, wait,
heroine.
I want to hear Archie's last retreat, since all she does is travel and go on weekends and
Actually, the last course I just finished was the hero's journey. So that was a 3-week program that I
Amazing.
did, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if people here are familiar with Joseph Campbell's work, but he wrote a book. So he's an American writer, actually, a professor of literature, and he wrote a book called The Hero with 1,000 Faces. And he describes, the hero's journey being in 3 acts. And the first act is what he calls the initiation, which is where you get, kind of feeling a sense of being unfulfilled and, kind of a calling. Yeah, you've got it there.
please don't. I just taught this all day today. Seriously.
Oh, did you? Really?
Almighty, this is all I do in my courses. Yeah, my Chinese kids,
realize that,
my
Cynthia.
Chinese students know all of this.
Oh, wow. Because I just think it's an amazing narrative.
Yep.
It really is.
know
And then
the
you see it everywhere. Every single film, every book is based on, the 3 acts. And it's
And
just
your bio.
incredible.
Yep. And
People's bios.
Shakespeare and the Greek myths and all that.
Yes, absolutely everything. Yeah.
Star
So
Wars
I'm
is a
turning
classic.
so I'm turning 59 in 2 weeks. So I'm going into the final act. Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
When's your birthday?
December 18.
17th is mine.
Really?
Yes.
You're a Sagittarius, but you're so nice.
Since we're sharing birthdays, yesterday was mine.
Oh my God! I'll have a
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Mine's on
This next
Sunday.
class
to
is
the
for
house.
Derek. Derek, my first fireside chat, buddy. We started the fireside chats.
Mine was yesterday.
Alex,
I'm on Sunday.
Who's Sunday?
Me.
Oh my God, so many Sagittarians. Well, of course.
Oh, that sort of doesn't surprise me.
No.
No, only because when we went around the room during the wealth weekend and like, what do we intend to get out of this? And everyone was being so serious and being so like, and Kelly, it goes all the way around the table. Kelly's like number 25, and Kelly goes, I just got to get my shit together.
Yes, I remember that.
Which is such a Sagittarius. We are all over the fucking place and we have no direction. And I was just like, oh my God, thank God somebody is not like, my goals this year are, Kelly's just like, I just been saying this for years, but I have to get my shit together. And I'm like, I love this girl.
Alex, this is that moment when Shanika is pretty not here. She can be like writing down everyone's birthday. She literally asked Monday, her first day. She was like, when is everyone's birthdays? And we were like, we don't know.
She just wrote when she left that she felt personally attacked, that I said that I'm glad you unveiled all the 2s, that I'm a 2. And I wrote, I just launched my business yesterday. I'm looking for some seed money, so I'll be in touch.
Any other insights or anything else that anyone wants to bring up from the conversation?
Come on, Chaz. I've got a question. What wine is Chaz drinking? Let's get him into the conversation here.
Well, my room was empty because nobody else arrived. So I had a long chat with myself and my bottle of Blow Clippin Malbec 2020.
Weren't you in the room with Alex? Alex, where were you?
Yeah, but why do you?
I was just sitting alone speaking to myself as well.
Alex was crying because I beat him.
Just before I went to the room with Derek, I made sure everyone had a room. So it was also an IQ test, okay, just to see who gets voted off the island next year, basically.
Oh,
Does that mean I'm
Chaz.
the first one
We're the
off?
2 5s, okay?
Chaz was sitting there drinking by himself.
Yeah.
Chaz, did you win? Did you win your argument with yourself?
I did actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But as long as you agreed with what you said, it's fine. Eh?
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure
okay.
I did.
Hey, Scott, where's your drink? Yeah, you need to have a.
I got.
There's no Castle Light in Eisner.
Don't even joke. I pre-ordered for the Christmas period.
Yeah.
No, but you got to be careful in Eisner. We've run out of Castle Light here. We've run out of sparkling water, so I pre-order everything. Guys, any insights today for you from considering you didn't get to have a one-on-one with Alex? I have no idea.
You get to talk to anyone. You can
I
talk
put
to
you
us.
together with the most tech-savvy person in the group, and you guys couldn't figure out how to join hands. But anyway, any insights today with what you heard with regards to Garth and Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that one of the things you said about the Republicans trying to support the dollar, and therefore maybe the interest rates aren't going to come down as fast as they were saying before. But I was a bit annoyed with the personal attack on you guys, that just because a guy doesn't understand tech, that's not your fault, it's his fault. And sorry if I upset anyone going in, fighting back, but I mean, it's bullshit. If you don't take on your own freaking, you're not prepared to teach yourself how to do these things, then yeah, I mean, maybe he's not the right guy for this group. Maybe he's, I don't know. I can't remember his name. Ian, was it?
Alex.
It doesn't matter. But I think the point being, look, I think the point being is that, I mean, it's a conversation that we've had lots with. I mean, I affectionately talked to you, Derek.
No, it was Alan. It was Alan that had the meeting, and you misunderstood the whole thing in total. It wasn't that I'm new to the group. It's not that I don't know how to operate a computer. There are other factors that I'm helping Scott with.
No, guys,
so don't attack me. Don't attack me because I am a client and I need help.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Ellen, I think so. So just two things I was going to say. One is that's exactly why we've got Shanika to join the group, so that she.
But if you want me off the course, tell me, I'll go.
No, Ellen, that's not what we're saying. And I think look, the point being is there's two things. One is that that's exactly why we've got Shanika to join, so that we can help people with regard to hand holding. And the other thing is those systems we've tried to build. And Derek, you remind me a lot where you were struggling with the Google Sheets and in the past, and we've tried to very consciously try and make it easier and easier. Like do this step, do this step, do this step. And I mean, it's also taken time where we didn't know all the Calio systems and how the Calio systems work, etc. And over time, we've just tried to get it better and better. So I think if we can put a pin in this, I love constructive feedback. So anyone that wants to give me constructive feedback, and Alex, we always looking to get better. So there's a reason that as a mastermind, I think we're certainly better than where we were 2 years ago, and that's because we're consistently listening for what we can do to get better in terms of that process. So I love constructive feedback, and I think it's important. And we can only get better, because if we don't get constructive feedback, we're never going to get better, if that makes sense.
And the other thing I'll tell you about Scott, I've been on many of these to make money. I don't know how much money you've got, but I've been on many. And Scott has got energy, dedicated to his business, but he also needs help. And he's a brilliant, brilliant person for this job. Why do you think I'm on it? So if I can help Scott, I'll do it.
Well, thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. And
okay.
I think granted, I appreciate that. And I think one of the most important things for me is, if I take, we're a community-based company, always have been for 20 years, literally stood on stage 20 years ago. And, we're always consistently listening. And if we weren't listening, we'd still be selling houses in South Africa. No disrespect to people that like buying houses in South Africa, but That's what we were doing 20 years ago. So it's always been a case of trying to get better in terms of that process. So yeah, Alan, I appreciate the feedback. And I think, in terms of how we can get better, I have no doubt that next year our systems will go to the next level, and specifically the work that Shanika and Alex are looking to do in terms of the onboarding process. We're wanting to make that a lot tighter and a lot quicker. I mean, we're still making mistakes. I think Kahisa's here. She wasn't on the spreadsheet this morning, that type of stuff, but it's not acceptable. We need to fix it.
Another thing,
Thank you.
Alan, if I can jump in, when you get to know the rest of the team better, you'll see how it all fits together. That everything you said,
Ma'am,
everything you said about
I've
Scott
been on
is
a
true.
lot. I've been on a lot of these courses.
Yeah,
A
no,
lot of them.
I'm talking about this particular team, Shane and Paolo.
Yes, Shane, they're brilliant.
They will never
Scott.
say a thing on any call, but if you go, if you join them in a wealth, like I spent a whole evening with them on the wealth weekend, and then you get it. Like we all get that Alex is like the doer for Scott. He's like the executor. Scott's like the big. But what you don't understand is if you sit with Paolo and Shane, you're like, oh, this is how it's all coming together.
Okay, I haven't sat with
They're
Paul
never
and Shane.
going to beat their chest. They're never going to sit on this group. They're never going to come out and talk on this.
All I tried to do this morning was to speak. There was a group on. Yeah. I'm new. Is to contribute. Very few people like to contribute or to voice an opinion. Most people just go to courses and sit with their mouths closed. I found Scott brilliant, who sits with a new client 1 hour and investigates what he does in ABCD. Tomorrow I go to Calio. It's never taken place. However, if you've been onto other investment companies, you learn what Scott's not doing. And if Scott does that, if I can help him and share, and he knows what I'm talking about, it will make his business 100 times better. And that's all I was trying to do today. Get him clientele, get him 100 times better as the number one, because there's quality in Scott and his people. That's all I was trying to do.
No, Alan,
I've only dealt with two people. What's your colleague's name? Alex met me at the Heart Bay thing, had a brilliant talk. Been on to Scott, haven't met him face to face. And I've been on a couple of stuff. Yes, I've struggled finding where, and he needs to fix it.
Yeah,
and that's all I was on about. But the people who criticize, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not experienced. And I won't let it happen to Scott if I'm part of the scheme. Whether he likes to kick me off, that's his choice. But I will help Scott.
Don't
thank you,
Alan. I appreciate that. I just want to recognize Alex, because you said that you talk, I get it done, and
you do.
Alex, we're very much a team, and none of this could operate without any one of a team of people, because I guarantee you none of you would be here if it wasn't for Shane right in the beginning. So I think that's just very, very important. Chaz, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to Alan. Then I totally misunderstood what he was coming from. So apologies for that. I wasn't attacking you directly. I've got nothing to do with Scott's thing other than being a member of this thing, and I really love it.
I love it too.
Here, so I'm really sorry if I offended you. I totally misunderstood you today. So
no, it's
apologies.
not. I understand about the problem. I suppose today I just got worked up because all I'm trying to do, I've been on many of these courses. They take your money, 900 rands, 90. Go onto these websites and learn. Go on to how many I've gone on to and whatever. I've paid a bucket of money. And here I find a better one out that I think can really do well for you. However, I'll sum it up for you. I used to work for a motor industry. I had to sell 4,000 motor cars a month. 4,000 a month, that was 50,000 a year. So you work in a dealer network, no different to Scott, what he's doing. He's got a dealer network, an investment network. However, when you go to a car dealer and you need to sell a car, there's a thing called a road to a sale. And a salesman has to learn how to do a road to a sale which is go around the motor car A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If that salesman doesn't know how to do a road to sale, he ain't going to sell his quota for the month. So what happens? You've got to put a road to sale in every dealer. They don't do it. They did it, they'll sell more cars. And so all I'm trying to help from knowledge, experience, I have no investment experience, made a bucket of money through other people, is to help Scott help me make a triple investment of my money, and so should you. Yeah. And so I bring in the process of a road to a sale to share with Scott. That's all I'm trying to do, to give him ideas to improve his business. And fuck, people attack you. It's amazing how little knowledge people have got out there. Anyway, I've had my say. I wish you all the best. I wish Scott the best. I hope his company goes from strength to strength.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. And thanks, Chaz.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks for the feedback as well, Chaz. And I think just my one comment around feedback, which is quite interesting. I learned this from Tony Robbins years ago, where he said good people like to get positive feedback, and great people like to get constructive or even critical feedback, because if they do, they can only get better. So it's something I've never forgotten. As in, I think the most important thing is we just need to create an environment to be able to provide that feedback as well, just so that we can we can always be getting better in terms of that process. I want to find out if there's any other insights or thoughts that anyone else wants to share in terms of the what you went through in terms of your groups or today, or anything else that anyone else has.
Well, I've been quite quiet for a change, so I've on purposely held back. But seeing that you didn't want me to speak to anyone, Scott, and you victimized me, I thought that I thought I'd jump in. I just wanted to say, Scott, it's a intense year for us. We've done a lot. 3 years ago, when we started having this conversation about the mastermind, as usual, you came up with this idea that was kind of out there. I'll be honest. And about 2 years ago, it started, and we've really gone from strength to strength. And I think now that we've got these 9 steps to generational wealth, and we put it into school, we've got the private Calio. What is it called again? There's so many different versions of Calio. It's just too much. Anyway, the private equity, we've got that sorted. We've got the consulting. We're doing partnerships with Karen and Bianca. What a year it's been, and how much fun it's been. It's been insane. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone on this call for allowing us to get to that point, because without you, we wouldn't have been able to do it. And maybe Scott, I'm presuming that you're going to play the video, but that video of it takes a couple of people, to get the crowd going. And everyone on this call is that crowd. And in 10 years from now, when we look back, we'll go, wow, we really did make a massive difference. Because when there's 200 people involved, then it doesn't really make a material difference. But right now, being this small group, relatively small, it actually does mean a lot. So I just wanted to thank everyone for the time that we've invested, for the feedback, for everything, and joining us. Everyone at some point in time, I had to either pull you along, or Scott had to pull you along to actually join us. But you're here now, and that's all that matters. So yeah, thank you. I really thank you for being part of our community. And Scott, thank you for being our strong 8 and pulling us forward. So yeah, that's pretty much.
So what Alex was good catch, Alex. I hadn't thought of that. So let's play this video quickly. This is what Alex
love you, Alex.
This is what Alex is talking about in terms of making a movement.
We love you, Alex.
I would also like to say, I didn't acknowledge Alex, but he's a very important cog in the wheel, because whenever I need something, I always get hold of Alex, and that's great. Thank you.
When you need energy, you call Scott. When you need something done, you call Alex.
Yeah.
Good one.
So
just not this week. Alex was busy this week.
He was busy this week. What? So nothing got done?
I'm going to play a little video for you. Alex actually gave me the idea. I didn't have this as an idea, but it's a lovely little video. Some of you might have seen it before, but it's how to start a movement.
Oh, that's great. That's a great video. I'm not allowed to show this in China because it might start a revolution. Chinese government told me no TED
So
Talk.
ladies and gentlemen, at TED we talk a lot about leadership and how to make a movement. So let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons from it. First, of course you know, a leader needs the guts to stand out and be ridiculed. But what he's doing is so easy to follow. So here's his first follower with a crucial role. He's going to show everyone else how to follow. Now notice that the leader embraces him as an equal. So now it's not about the leader anymore, it's about them, plural. Now there he is calling to his friends. Now if you notice that the first follower is actually an underestimated form of leadership in itself. It takes guts to stand out like that. The first follower is what transforms a lone nut into a leader. And here comes a second follower. Now it's not a lone nut, it's not two nuts, 3 is a crowd, and a crowd is news. So a movement must be public. It's important to show not just the leader, but the followers, because you find that new followers emulate the followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, and immediately after, 3 more people. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point. Now we've got a movement. So, notice that as more people join in, it's less risky. So those that were sitting on the fence before now have no reason not to. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, but they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. So, over the next minute, you'll see all of the those that prefer to stick with the crowd, because eventually they would be ridiculed for not joining in. And that's how you make a movement. But let's recap some lessons from this. So first, if you are the type, like the shirtless dancing guy, that is standing alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals. So it's clearly about the movement, not you. Okay, but we might have missed the real lesson here. The biggest lesson, if you noticed, did you catch it? Is that leadership is over-glorified. That yes, it was the shirtless guy was first, and he'll get all the credit, but it was really the first follower that transformed the lone nut into a leader. So as we're told that we should all be leaders, that would be really ineffective. If you really care about starting a movement, have the courage to follow and show others how to follow. And when you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first one to stand up and join in. And what a perfect place to do that at TED. Thanks.
Yay! Screw Scott! Here's Alex! Alex! Scott's our lone nut, but Alex is our follower.
I thought it was good.
Scott, I'm kidding. We need you. We need you to be the lone nut.
Well, I think it's a good idea of Alex's to share that video. I hadn't thought of it. So yeah. So look, I think if there's no more insights or anything from anyone else, I think thank you for all the very kind words. Just a quick one. I just want to check before I wrap up. Is there any other insights, questions? Is everyone comfortable that the next session is the 15th of January? So the first session next month will be the 15th of January. We do have the challenge. Not that any of you need to be there, but I'm just telling you, it's on the 6th of January. And I will put a PDF together when I find some time in the next week or so and get it out to you, just with the important dates. But again, we actually want to move away from PDFs. Everything's in school. It's all there. Everything's there for everybody. You can go and click on it. You can save it in your calendars. The Zoom links all there. Everything's there. The problem with PDFs, one thing changes and then the PDF's bloody wrong. Etc. And a Google Sheet, people break it. so far, school hasn't been broken. So touch wood. But yeah, I think thank you to everyone. Then, if there's nothing else, I really appreciate it. I agree with you, Alex. I think we've made huge progress this year. And sorry, Derek, do you have your hand up?
Yeah. Scott, for somebody who's technologically challenged, school is a hell of a lot easier than the Google Sheet.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a no-brainer. School is it's just simple. So just, there shouldn't be anything else. Just get on school and get it done.
Yeah. No, I think there's a reason it's one of the fastest growing companies in the world. Shane, I mean, you talk about picking a stock, and I don't think you can even invest in it because it's a private company. But the point being is that Shane reckons it could easily be the next one of the FANGs, the Facebook, Amazon, Netflix.
Should we all invest in it?
Well, I mean, I actually would seriously consider investing in it, but you can't. It's a private company,
Right.
It's growing massively. I mean, look, Alex Hormozy, that's a very interesting influencer. Like every time I talk to him, he adds a lot of value. I highly recommend him. And I mean, he put $100 million in. So, $100 million real cash. So that says quite a lot, Anyway, I think that's a good time to sign out. Thank you to all of your time. Thanks for all of your engagement and participation. And as always, I appreciate the kind words coming through from Chaz and Kelly and Nozipo in terms of this process and Archie. So yeah.
I'd say thank you, but someone who just downed a third of a bottle of scotch can't type. So thank you. I love these fireside chats. My son's like, Mom, do you have any money yet? I'm like, no. Like,
that was one of the best things we did, was the fireside chat.
That was the best thing we did, you mean?
Yeah.
Best thing we did.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, guys.
Everyone,
have a lovely
have a very